What up, everyone? So it's been a while since I've done a walk and talk with you guys. I could blame it on a few things. I think we could chalk it up to lack of diligence. Want to hear my excuses? Here they go. I recently changed over to a new department, so my schedule's a little different. My breaks look a little different. Where I broadcast or would broadcast from, it's not the best. There's a train that blows by the area at all times. It's right by the train tracks. And the area to walk it's not very good. And plus it's been hot as heck lately, so there's my excuses. They're out there on the table. Judge me if you will. It's alright. So I wanted to do this video. I'm going to try and do this more consistently on Thursdays. Hold me to it. Keep me accountable. I'm doing these on Thursdays now because at church we have rehearsal on Thursday nights. It starts at 7. I get off at 4. I've got this weird 3-hour gap of I don't know what to do. So driving around instead of wasting gas, sitting at a coffee shop and spending more money. Sarah works on Thursdays. I get free coffee. I don't need to spend money on coffee. I wanted to share a little bit about just kind of what's going on, get you up to date. You can tell I'm not by train tracks, I'm not at work. This is actually at the top of Corona. Catch the view real quick. So this spot, if you know a photographer, if you are a photographer in the Corona area, you know this area very well. It's a pretty nice view. Done a few photo shoots up here. Did a shoot. Let me preface that statement. On the side, I like to dabble in photography. Been kind of focusing more on this and less on my photography. So, anyways, I did a shoot up here for some graduation photos for my friend. Shout out to Gretchen and Harrison, the DeGroats, awesome people. Did most of her photo shoot actually right there. A lot of it took place there and over there. It's really blown out, but let's see. You get the idea. Anyways, I titled this "Taking My Own Advice" because one, I'm taking my own advice. I'm changing my pace, slowing down, speeding up, whatever you want to call it, changing my place, and hopefully get a different perspective on some things. Look, there's some dogs, and there's a truck back there, but there you go. Hopefully I don't get eaten. So I came up here just to kind of clear my head, get a different view of things, visit some old quiet time spots. Apparently get a workout. It's embarrassing that I'm breathing as hard as I am. But, so, up to date. What's going on with Chris? Sarah and I moved into our own place this week. We are so thankful for my sister. She put so much money into her home. And it's basically a brand new house. New tile, new kitchen, new appliances. Shout out to Mom and stepdad Ernie. Got us a new couch. A lot of stuff that's used but also like new is in that home now. So to the marrieds, newly marrieds, gonna be marrieds, saving is great. Being a married couple and living on your own is far better. We've got to experience our marriage in a new way. Got to experience each other in a new way, and new roles are taking shape in the household. It's kind of cool. I didn't realize how much of a neat freak I was until we got our own place. It's actually pretty messy, if you know me at all. Wasn't always the tidiest living in, growing up. Now I'm like, I Swiffer and mop every night to make sure everything is nice and clean. Clutter freaks me out a little bit. So God bless my wife. She's gonna need some extra patience with me. This truck's driving by. Just when I thought I'd be alone and go undisturbed. People up here too. But it's a nice spot. Bye, dogs. included. I came up here with the intention to take some photos, just hone an old skill, but I thought on the way up here, you know what, I'm going to do something else. I'm just going to walk and just kind of unleash my thoughts up here. This might be a little long, but hey, I got 30 minutes, so if you stay tuned this long, good on you. Thanks for tuning in. If you miss it, then this will go live on YouTube probably after this. Also, shout out to Samsung. No sponsorship here, but I got the Note 7. We can talk about that and debate that later. 8 years of iPhone user, converted to Samsung. I think the video quality is much better. Photo quality is much better. Anyways, I digress. I had a lot to share before I started, and now I'm off track. Right. So this week, if you caught the blog post, if you haven't, I will link it here in the comments. It talked about ambition, and I gotta confess to you guys, there's an ounce of me, probably more than an ounce, that underneath it all, in trying to serve others, promote spiritual growth and growth in fitness and CrossFit specifically, there's a selfish part of me that had these motives, these ulterior motives, other than totally and completely serving people. I started out this journey with the dream of one day, shout out to Rich Froning, if you're watching this, first of all, thanks, and second of all, I got to interview you. That was my goal. I wanted to interview top level athletes, hear about their walk with Christ. Everybody knows how Rich Froning trains. I'm kind of over watching videos and him answering that question. Everybody knows he doesn't have a meal plan. He kind of eats. He eats well, and he eats what he wants. Dude will have a milkshake at 10 o'clock at night after training if he wanted to. And he has six-pack abs like no other. So, granted, he trains 5-6 times a day. Whatever. I wanted to know what Rich Froning was learning from God. I wanted to know what his quiet times looked like. How does he get away? How does he hear from God? What has God done in the last 6 months of his life? How has he grown as a man of God after becoming a father for these few years? Like, I wanted to know that. I wanted to know that about tons of athletes. There's a bunch of people at the elite level. Cole Sager, I'm going to blank on all of them now. Ben Smith, fittest man of 2015. The list goes on and on and on. Shout out to Andrea Ager and all of that group is doing with Faith RX. They're doing amazing things. But I set out with that ambition to it'd be really dope to meet Rich Froning. Love the guy, love what he does, love the things that he does for the community of CrossFit, but not only that, but for the kingdom of God. And now I dipped into Philippians. I was like, I haven't read Philippians in forever. And usually, I don't know, maybe I'm the only sinner that does this. But usually when you get to the epistle, you kind of breeze through that first part. That first part of the epistle where you're like, okay, Paul, we get it. You're with Timothy. You're in prison again. We get it. We get it. We get it. In the first 14 verses, I was kind of doing that. And then verse 15 through 17, we'll call God gave me a swift kick in the pants. That was a very, very swift and precise kick that caused me to reevaluate my heart. He heart checked me. Basically, what's going on is Paul's in prison. He's sharing, and it's getting to the point where all the Praetorian Guard are starting to share and become believers. The gospel is spreading like wildfire in that place that he's at. And then he mentions other people who begin to do the same thing. And these other people, they start sharing the gospel. But then he mentions some people do it out of envy and strife and selfish ambition. And I read that and I was like, oh, this guy. That hurt, because you mean well when you start out and to do this, and then God reminds you, but hey, watch your heart, because you want something out of this, whether it be people to know your name, to become a name in the CrossFit community, in the Christian community, whatever it is, there's something in you that wants something out of this. And if you're not doing it for the sole purpose of raising up others, and God bless my wife, she's going to the school of worship and learned something that also added to my swift kick, was ultimately the glory of God. It is for the glory of God, through the glory of God, and to the glory of God that you do what you do. And if it's any other reason, how. Maybe it'd be much more aggressive, maybe more gentle, but it stung. And I had to step back and think, okay, God, this is kind of ugly. This isn't good. And I started to pray, like, Lord, give me the heart for the people that I need to have, that I might begin to really be effective. And I feel like that I'm at this point where I'm at now with this blog, and whatever God wants it to do. I'm at this point because of that selfish ambition. I think God wanted me to learn that lesson and say, okay, Chris, look at your heart. This is for you to some degree. So stop. Just stop and begin to care more about others than you do the follower count on your Instagram. And I mean, because it feels good. The follower count feels good. It's validating. You feel like you're effective when you have more followers. I talked for briefly, maybe 10 minutes or so, to this gentleman. Shout out to Josh Solorio. If you watch this, your 10 minutes was valuable, and it led me to this point. And we started talking about the superficial things that matter as you do something like this. And he's set out and he's beginning to share some of his experiences. This guy's awesome. Started 9 companies of his own. Runs his agency for CrossFitters called RX Agency, or RX Action Agency. Don't kill me for botching that. And we started talking about organic growth and growing your sphere of influence on social media. And his thing is, he could go by the algorithms from Facebook as to what's trending, what's hot, and talk about those things. But we both kind of determined that it almost feels like selling out. For me, the example he used was coffee. He said, if coffee is trending on Facebook, you write about coffee and you're going to pop up more frequently. You're going to be on more people's feeds. You're going to get more attention. And I was like, dude, I run a CrossFit blog focused on spiritual growth. Coffee, yeah, you could find it. You can make it work. But I was like, I don't want to write about coffee. I don't want to write about these things that are trending. Sorry, we're going to go back up to the bottom. The view is much better up here. So in doing that, in that conversation, I began to think, like, well, in the midst of the church that we're at, baby church, about a year and a half old, it's a steep hill, and that's the pastor's because there's a quote, thinking of, I'm really winded, dang it, more cardio. There's a quote from Warren Wiersbe that says, if God, I'm gonna get it right, if you can explain it, God didn't do it. So, if I could explain away, oh yeah, I did this thing, I bought this thing from Facebook, I used these specific hashtags. Hashtags aren't evil, but it kind of manipulates the growth. Yes, those are tools to utilize and to grow your following and all that stuff. That's awesome. Puts your content in front of the people who want to see it. I get that. But to rely solely on that is puts God out of control and puts you more in the center of what's going on. So it's really tough. It's a tough line to tension and manage. It's manageable, but I agree with Josh. You want that organic, natural growth. Those people that engage with you and follow you are followers. They're there. They are interacting. They are participating. They care. They want to know what you have to say. And I want that. I want whatever God speaks to me, lays on my heart, and shows me and opens up my eyes to. I want people who care and who want to engage, to be there with me and to grow with me. It's tough and it's tempting. It's tempting to get all these things in order and like